thought I'd make a video today. Something that I'm certainly struggling with. Specifically over the last several months, but more so now. And I think maybe you'll identify with it. And that is the tapes that continuously play over and over in my head. And what I mean by the tapes could be described as the aha moments, or when it's particularly bad, when you find out what this thing is, that your parent or your ex or your sibling is a narcissist. That moment when you're sure that they're a narcissist. I don't think I've ever had such a painful time in my life when I realized, boom, that's it. My goodness, that's exactly it. And I know that so many of you have had that aha moment. But what I mean about the tapes is after we realize that it's clearly and definitely narcissism, and that we have clearly been abused, we go back and play over and over the events that took place, whether they be in our childhood, for many of us that have parents that are narcissists and psychopaths, or whether it be in our adulthood after divorce or separation, or whether our siblings are treating us poorly. And we look back at those moments and go, that's why he did that. That's why she did that. And what we tend to do is we tend to place the guilt upon ourselves. For example, how could I have been so stupid not to have seen this? I was being played all along. And those lies that were being told about us when we didn't get proactive and scream, that's a lie, when we were passive and quiet and took it. While we saw those around us who were special, whether we loved them or we were friends with them, how they were distancing themselves from us because of the triangulation of the narcissist. So those tapes are a constant abuse, because when we're alone, and for me it's in the shower. I hate being in the shower. I look back and I think about the degradation, the beatings, severe beatings, being placed in so many circumstances of horrific sexual abuse. And I look back in those times and I go, or I think, why didn't I say something? Why didn't I go to a police officer? Why didn't I go to my school principal? And what that is we're blaming ourselves over and over and over again. These tapes are blaming ourselves. These tapes is we are thinking, how could we? How did we not see this? Well, let me tell you this, and I need to say this for myself. We were victims. We were scammed, and we were freaking abused. And the thing is with narcissism is the abuse continues. And on top of that, the narcissist, knowing that we're still in pain, that they still have the control over us, will smirk and smile, knowing that we have that pain. These tapes are just constant abuse. It's re-abusing you. It's re-victimizing you. I know how many times you've said to yourself, but that's the person that was supposed to love me. Or that's the person that was supposed to care for me. Or that's the person that I was supposed to feel safe going to. And you were instead abused. Hit physically, emotionally, called horrible names, put into a punishment mode where you very well may have been sexually abused. These tapes that are playing over and over in our heads is a continuation, an extension of narcissistic abuse. And let me tell you this. I believe you. I'm going through the same thing. And it's not our fault. It is not your fault that you were abused by a very sick individual or individuals. It's not your fault that you were separated from siblings, from your children. These are incredibly sick people that know exactly what they're doing. These tapes are dangerous. These tapes are deadly. These tapes are a constant form of extended abuse, and this gives supply to the narcissist. So what the message here today is that I've got these tapes too, and I'm trying desperately to figure out how to stop the tapes. Now, for those of you who have gone non-contact, please take this advice. I've made 3 videos on this. I went non-contact for over 25 years and made the almost fatal mistake and reconnected. And it was devastating to me. During those 25 years, no tapes. A lot of the times, whether you have contact or do not have contact, these tapes will surface out of nowhere. Again, I want to get across to you that these tapes, call them memories, are normal. And you are not alone. There are so many of us, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, who have these tapes playing in our head because we were abused. And I look forward to the day, and that day is coming, where the narcissists in my life are exposed. But I have to let go of these tapes. I've got to fill my head with healthy thoughts. I cannot give the narcissist the pleasure, the supply that they so desperately need to live. The tapes, you're not alone. And share, please share your tapes so you can show others that they are not alone. And you can get validation yourself so we can become healthy. Thank you so much. And as always, I want you to have peace. This is why I do this. I want you to have peace. Thanks.